And we're going to be starting off with a strong M80 victory to kick things off over on Icebox, 13-6. Though, honestly, Uber, to start that off, SAT Esports were kind of step in step with M80. That first half was incredible.
Yeah, I think it's tough for M80 to fight against just the raw utility that SAD had, especially on these repeated 8 hits. They are forced to play off the site and play for retake, which is just not necessarily an advantaged situation, especially with rafters being cut off entirely. So, got to give it a SAD. They really play for their strengths there. On the odd occasion they go to B, yeah, this kind of happens, right? These longer sidelines can punish them a little bit more. The operator gets more involved. It's much harder to deny these angles from Koala Noob on the B side. Whereas on A, yeah, I mean, he was forced to like play from screens and positions like this. It's just very uncomfortable for the Omen. Even if, at least if you're jet, like you can tailwind out after taking a bit of an audacious angle, but here it's a little riskier to do. So great first half. Second half from SAD though, there were very few highlights. I'll put it that way.
It was definitely tough once we swapped over sides. I think the comp they have too, I love it over on the attacking, but I don't think it really had anything too heavy, Wyatt, to really stop M80, especially with M80 being this explosive team that they are.
No, and also oftentimes for teams, it can be significantly easier to play on attack because the positions that they're getting into when, you know they need to be aggressive together, they're pushing together, they're all together taking the site, they're all together fighting forward. And for a newer team with some, newer players to this tier, that can be easier to put together as a unit than trying to put together a comprehensive defense, particularly playing against a team like M80 that are going to be top quality when it comes to working the map. And I think that was pretty much on display here with the double Gecko MVPs.
Love to see it. Gecko on top. Some good stuff there. I'm surprised. I mean, Koala Noob had so many amazing kills, like highlight reel moments. My mind, he had gotten like 30 kills throughout that. It was credible. But honestly, when I'm looking over at the side of SAD here, Uber, like, still, they were shooting, like, especially like that first half. Like, there was fantastic stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I really like the A hits. I think like Bob is a big part of that. Like the flood of util is really brutal. And when you have your Rainer playing from the top of 410, just like on the the other side of that Viper wall, just leer through and then take a fight at screens and have a height advantage. I don't know. It's really impressive to play from like out from those situations. But then when M80 get to attack, they do something pretty similar on their post plants. So they plant, they give up the site. The retake wall comes up from the defending Viper, and BCJ just flashes through it and they swing. And they keep catching SAD before they really get set up, before they have each other covered angle-wise. So M80 are just really good at like finding timings where their opponents aren't really ready, regardless of whether they're on attack or defense. So, I think Gecko is really important on this map. It's good to see more of it. I think there's a conversation about just how much of a difference you can make with the deadlock here. And if there's like a better option, if you want to bring in another controller perhaps, and again, allow you to like sort of make these rotations without kind of giving it away.
I mean, you're talking about the importance of Gecko, but honestly, I want to talk a little bit more about the Geckos going on forward into this map, because we got to see step-up performances coming out from both of them, Bob as well as BCJ. BCJ was somebody too, Wyatt. Last week, we didn't necessarily get to talk the most about, a little quieter series. Obviously, everyone else was stepping up, so didn't need to. But this time, we got to see a lot more coming out from him.
For sure. This was a solid performance from him where he was putting up the numbers. Last week, it was a lot more of putting up the numbers, but they were in the assists category, and they were helping Dismo get kills because, he was playing Fade on Lotus and just throwing good seizes for him and haunts for him to play off of, that type of thing, right? But yeah, here he was able to frag out, was trading really well. I mean, BCJ, again, I said it during the cast, and I'll say it again, I just think underrated doesn't even begin to describe his career, him as a player. He was instrumental in XSET's success of going from, like a decent tier 2 NA team to they're competing top 5th, 6th, top 4 at international lands. And this is a guy that's dropping like 25-7 against like the FPX team that just won Copenhagen. That like this guy was a legit beast at LAN against the top teams in the world, and then just didn't have any team to play for last year.
Yeah.
Finally getting a shot again, and it's great to see it. He deserves it, and I want to see him, continue to flourish on this team.
It'll definitely be fun to see more coming out from him. And when we look at Bob as well on that map, I mean, those stats, we cannot understate the performance that she and the rest of the team was putting up on that first half of things. So honestly, Bob, just as an initiator, as a team player, someone who's definitely super exciting to be watching on this team. And looking at her next map in the series, I feel like once we get her on the Sova, which is definitely one of those agents that she's known for, that this is where we really get to see good things coming out. Ascent up next in this map pool. Whew, I'm so excited I can barely talk. I feel like this should be fun, especially since we've seen that these teams can match up.
It was a bloodbath last time we saw Sad on this map, because I think over 20 rounds they have 7 3Ks and a 4K, right? So in almost half the rounds, there's just an utter blowout, from the side of Sad. And Winthrop walked into a lot of traps, I'll be honest with you. I didn't really think they had a great game. For M80, again, we haven't seen them yet, at least in challenges on this particular map, but if they're so well drilled on Icebox, which they are, then I expect Ascent to be, again, a very stalwart showing from this side. I'm hoping for a more competitive game. I think we probably should expect that, given the map that we're dealing with, one that's a little bit less esoteric. But I really, M80 are very much in step with each other here, and they've gotten to the point as a team where a lot of it seems to be instinctive and less about having to be reminded in how to set up for each other.
Well, you got to see that coming out from Sad, they can step up to the power of M80, but will they now in our next map here of Ascent? Agent Select is ready, so I'll see you two later.
All right, Doctor, let's have a look at this one. Probably not expecting anything too okay. Never mind.
Let's take it.
Mind.
Wait. Hold on. Sorry. I'm having trouble right now, Mitch. I don't know if you can see. I was having to kind of rub my eyes, my contacts. I should have worn my glasses, but I'm wearing my contacts. My eyes are drying up. It's kind of tough for me to see. Can you clarify what the hell is going on with the Sad Esports lineup? Am I seeing that correctly? Do I need to?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Is this what like a happening? Variation?
Go on.
I was going to ask if this is a variation on the loud comp with the Yoru instead of the things, but it's not. It's just not. Double controller, so we'll start there. Obviously, yeah, Gecko, Yoru here with the breach to play off.
I would say it's a variation in a way. Yeah. I guess a little bit.
What is it? Just like
that is
dump util?
Wild. Also, by the way, I was about to, so my narrative was about to be like, well, last time on Ascent, when they played Winthrop last week, they won 8 rounds on the attack side. They were so good on attack on Icebox. Maybe they'll run it back, get a bunch of attack rounds against M80. That could set them up for the upset. That was going to be my narrative. Now they are on attack, but they're playing. This might be the craziest comp I've ever seen on Ascent, and I'm here for it. I'm ready to be educated on what you can do with a Brimstone Gecko Yoru on Ascent. I'm not convinced this is necessarily the best Gecko map in the pool, but you know what? I'm open to learning.
Is this kind of wacky post-plant lineup oriented composition?
Could be, yeah, it could be.
This should, in theory, go towards... to get players out of the corner there, just to quiet aim. Xander's just like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to smoke this and walk away. Okay, here they come. They are in the site. Wyatt, I repeat, the util comp is in the site.
The artillery had fired down the Molotovs onto the entryways. Oh, little dink on the scar.
Sorry. Nitro? Are you good? Nitro with the knife. Oh, Darkest. You're the one shooting bodies, Darkest, and you get shanked in the next map. That's absolutely brutal. And M80 once more, give it up. Play for retake. And as usual, they are picture perfect.
The swiftness on that retake from M80 was just so good. Not a millisecond of hesitation on that. They were retaking this. They were defusing the spike before Sad even realized they got it down. That was so fast.
Okay, well, I don't know how much we're going to really see in terms of proof of concept from this composition now, but they are stocked on util for this eco round. Somehow Darkest has been able to acquire through nefarious means, I'm sure, and Outlaw. Not a bad time for it, I must admit.
Darkest does love that Outlaw. And how the hell, what kind of economic shenanigans have occurred to give Darkest an outlaw and full armor?
Coburg happened.
You know, perhaps if the day trader Mummy was on this team, he would figure out the way to make this happen financially. But I'm lost for words, bitch. This is a wild game, and I'm here for it.
I think Darkest is fuming about getting knifed in the previous round. He's trying to really punish M80 here. Again, they give a lot of ground. I don't know if they heard a shot fired, so I don't know if they...
Out of charges.
Oh, what's there?
Out
like
of charges.
That. Oh, hello. Lit up like a Christmas tree arse out inside B main.
Right
this
here.
will slow them right on down. They do have that mid essentially locked up here. But M80 are disciplined. There's no incentive for them to push out into this.
And regrouping towards Cat could certainly be their undoing. The judge lies in wait. The scariest weapon to have to face around a corner. And that's why. It's just, it's untradeable. Untradeable.
Down A.
I have a feeling that this game is going to get out of hand extremely quickly. Zenny Flawless here for M80. Again, pretty comfortable play and not overextending there from Xander. 2 kills with the judge, TP away, and then allow Koalanu to step in and get the job done. Now, what is the economic implication of how that last round went? It's Coburg on nothing but a sheriff on this round. That's what it is. Bonk.
You know, I have a feeling too, Mitch. And the feeling I have is that we are not going to find out what this comp is supposed to do. That's the feeling I'm having right now. But I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, there's Coburg with his sheriff wall up to deny mid, so that outlaw in the hands of Koala is going to be rendered quite useless. TP up mid, actually, from Scar, like right on top of the alarm bot. They've gotten that mid space really quick, and in the meantime, Zoe's actually worked B main. So they've got some decent map control, certainly some pressure applied by this positioning from Skarn. Doesn't have a gate crash to get out of there, though.
Alarm is going to be raised at some point anyway with Turret in B main.
Enemy tag.
Maybe we'll see a group up for this.
I wouldn't take that TP.
No. Here's the Dizzy. Fired a shot there. Nitro chooses this moment to swing. What is going on? Okay. M80 able to trade here. Coburg falling now. That was back in towards B main. So M80 draws some blood as the attackers start to flood forth. In goes the wingman, and M80 once more priced into this retake setup. Remember, this is their bonus. They've got Zeta on a judge still. They're looking for a way to make this work.
Wallenoob is not really being offered anything up. Here comes the stun, and then they're going to swing off that. Bob at logs. 4-on-4 on this retake. Xander, though, aware, but the aftershock. Darkest, excuse me, just spraying through as well.
Sorry, Nismo, excuse me. What is this round? This makes no sense. Darkest stuck in B main now. The defuse is well and truly underway. Darkest says, wait, I mean, because of this, Coburg's been utterly impoverished for the last 2 rounds. He's been eating ramen. I'm going to keep this rifle and try and do this extreme dieting tactics and justice.
He better give Coburg that rifle.
Give it to Coburg. What's wrong with you?
He owes him a solid.
No, Coburg's on two sheriffs back to back. Oh! Bloody playing the damn game.
I mean, that execute was pretty cool. I mean, it was interesting. Leaving the Yoru up in market, and then, you know, they work back to B main where Zoe had the early control. Go for this big execute. There's clones running out of market all times to use till it was interesting.
Well, they took a risk.
Just lost the post flat.
They took a risk. It didn't pay off. We'll stop harping on it for the time being now. Xander sandwiched in between 2 ominous-looking snake bites. Here's the Dizzy. And here's Xander. Come to daddy, he says. And there you go. This round is over as soon as it began.
They were on a bad bot.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
A little bit of a reset. We had some financial struggles.
He has a Tainer rifle.
He's got it.
Placing swamp
All right,
grenade.
we're out of the financial doldrums. We're investing for a better future, and we're going for the big A execute. Bob has the thrash. Here's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe you try to get Zoe the plant and an orb. Maybe try to get that ultimate online, perhaps. Yep. I don't know. We'll see.
You know, I'm with you, actually. That sounds pretty reasonable. Scan. with the gate crash. We'll head to the back. Cyclone flash out of it. Oh goodness, there's a lot going on here. His guard is brought down very quickly. And all of a sudden, Sad realized, you know, actually, I left the car engine on in the car park. I'm gonna go do that. I'd actually prefer a root canal than to push A right now.
I mean, they do have a minute 20 on the clock. Mitch, this is where they can begin to work the map a little bit. Try and thin the defenders out a little bit across the backside of the map. Oh, Nizam actually gets caught by that flash swing, as does Nitro. All right, hold on. Nicely done in mid. Evening things up.
It's going to be VCJ to inch up in mid a bit further, who still has a Guardian. Just holding on the other side of that Viper wall. The spike, though, is trending in that B direction.
Oh, yeah! Monster on the loose!
Trending on the map right now so that util is, well, a little less useful.
Oh,
My goodness.
Pain-inducing.
You can't be serious. Okay. Wingman's getting the job done here.
30 seconds
Bob,
left.
she's actually heading out towards tiles here. So there's a fast hit on B. This could be a big problem. M80. Will they give Bob enough time to get into this very cheeky? Oh, this could be a freebie. Our drone is done.
Oh my god. BCJ was aware.
Is he though?
Gets timinged.
Last player
Lit,
standing.
though. Easy kill. Now Bob has to cross to the site with no support, and a defuse already underway. Koala noob. Yeah, discretion better part of Valor. 100%. This will be a full defuse as Bob is unable to complete the span through the wall.
Italian effort. It was a cool idea with the flank around letting Wingman plant. I mean, did find the timing on VCJ, but obviously that just leaves Coburg in such a tough situation, having to deal with that whole frontal assault on their lonesome. Almost a recovery in that round from Sad, but spike plant not enough to keep their economy in a status in which they can buy back-to-back, so M80 are really in position to run away with this thing even further.
Yeah, I mean, M80 feel like they were punished for trying to re-clear mid without any util, right? Kind of contact those angles and get punished. Sometimes it's very high value to go for that. There's the gate crash. Lumbering in. Right around the corner. Listen, if it's on a screen and it's moving, I might end up talking about it.
And I don't blame you. This line position was taken, though, because they didn't really claim that space they got in A. They didn't really fight for it, but they are aware.
Spike drop.
They forced Xander out of there. In the meantime, Coburg was just trying to work the map over towards B, towards mid, catch someone out with the only weapon that he's allowed to buy on this roster.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just keep handing darkest those rifles and don't complain. In this case here, it's slow play. I mean, fair bit of util and time got drained in that last attempt at an A hit. Paranoia like that, only affecting the clone though. Mesmo knows better. He's still... You never know, right? You never know. 1 for 1 at Gen Xander can't get anything done. Bob, she is sharp. Should get the plant down here pretty comfortably, and a two-player retake from Heaven. This is the best chance that I've had so far this map for a round week.
Spike planted.
Well done for Bob. Oh my god, again.
She's cracked.
I mean, if there's one thing that we've learned from this series, and not so much learned, but reaffirmed, is that Bob is still really good. Bob definitely cracked.
He's about to get a little awkward. Oh, no swing from Darkest, actually. Wallow trades in. Like the Cloudburst here. Running out of time, though. Koala just going to go for it now. Money is doing pretty well for this team, and eventually Darkest will receive. Sad gets themselves on the board here, and then do it without anything, well, without slurping the silly cereal. Pretty straightforward play there.
Yeah, just a solid exec, solid entering from Bob, couple kills, one on the board now. Things, all right, hold on. The game is now beginning for real off that nice little trade. Really well done from Wow again, man. But yeah, 5-1, not a terrible position to be in. Realistically, if you're Sad, you only need a couple more and you feel like, all right, this is still doable as long as we get that pistol on the defensive path. I mean, it can't be stated enough how, defensive side of this map really is.
Absolutely. Looking like it this round too, Wyatt. Zoe now going to smoke off. Cubby position here. One maybe expecting some close contact. Spots Zoe in mid, but actually gives it up. That was the operator position too, mind you. Sad, very happy about that. Again, another sort of trade that they were able to draw out of the defenders in mid.
Yeah, that was a great punish. That high up spray down, knocking a koala noob out of the sky there. Nismo sent the high flash up, but it just didn't pay off. Trying to work a B main and Cat right now, establish some positioning across the map. Knife is going to get the info on the two of them. With the breach and the brimstone, that's going to be the brunt of the execute, of course. Still though, 2 and 2 are M80. They're steadfast in their positions right now.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
Monster on the loose!
Let's probably get away with that. Here's the thrash. Oh, BCJ, too slippery. Gonna take the next 2 to 3 business years to reload that Odin though. But Xander will be joining
30 seconds
in
left.
Boathouse. Darkness now wants to inch on towards this A site. I don't think Xander has early warning. I think he spotted him actually. Here's the paranoia and the suppression here. Nismo getting involved with that ultimate there from Tree. Xander now holding. Doesn't want to take any more risks. Falling back here, tucking on the side. There's going to be a plant in a moment. Coburg wants to challenge. Coburg's had a disastrous game so far, and Xander's good for 3. It's Bob now in the 1 versus 3. Wingman, not enough as BCJ claims the kill.
Respectable effort from Sad. I loved their pathing around the map on that round. That mid round where they were 2 and 2 on Cat and B main, and then worked back, made some presence towards B, leaving Darkest to work into A alone was really nice. They drew all those rotates off. If things had gone just slightly different, if Darkest he barely got spotted by Xander when he was walking into A. If that millisecond goes in the other direction and he gets to Gen without being spotted, he probably gets a free kill there, and all of a sudden we're looking at a round when they played that round well. I like the decisions they made, but M80 in these fast kind of retaking situations here. Just anchoring from Xander is just nuts, right? I didn't even realize he went that crazy, I'm gonna be honest, but he went nuts on the anchoring. How much you can do about that? Oh my god.
Khan's gonna pop out in a second here. The Nitro actually got caught. Okay. Double flash here. This is very chaotic. Nismo trying to play from CT here, and here comes the hit through Speedway. Nothing you can see right now for Koala Noob, but Xander has the upper angle and able to find 2 kills. Where are we headed now? Into the Viper's pit. Will they predict this? Spikes down. You can't be serious, Coburg. Is absolutely RKO'd by Xander, who just pulls up into the Viper's pit. Sorry, well, what is going on here? Madness.
I don't even know what to say. Although,
Zoe got out with the
that
spike.
B-site hit. It looked like you were casting the Owl Grand Finals again.
It felt like it, mate. I won't lie to you.
that was way too much going on. I think I spent 2 seconds into the round finishing talking about the previous round. Immediately there's just a Yoru ult trying to guide the Brimstone ult to a target.
The only thing I was missing, it basically was, the only thing I missed is someone called me telling me budgets being slashed for the 6th year in a row. Otherwise, I would have been there. I would have blurted out an Overwatch team name. I'm certain of it. 7-1. My goodness.
Timeout, thank God.
Good idea. Yeah, good idea. Look, we're overheating a little bit. Anyway, this is a really nice angle from Xander, but this, Coburg is, oh man. That biggest advantage goes a long way. Xander at 1 HP, of course, being paid down by the pit. My goodness. That was kind of what I think this comp is trying to do, though, Wyatt, honestly. A lot of util with a very strange looking setup. It's pretty overwhelming when they can put it together for an execute.
Yeah, it really just got shut down because of that positioning on top of the wall. I forget already who that was because my brain has been scrambled. But listen, it's either an Omen or a Jet. It's one of the other that gets on top of the wall.
It's Xander on the Omen.
Yeah. Okay, right. And he TP'd up there. It was really just that heads up play to get into that position over the smoke to catch players out while they were trying to get into the site that shut it down. But in some other realities, had that not been the case, I think that site hit works. And it was pretty wild.
It's not like the dimensional drift and Scan just flashing the site incessantly so they can't see the orbital strikers coming down. Nitro just gets fried. I don't know, man. I do not know. Maybe
it's not an execute you can pull out too often. You only get all those ults so many times.
Well, Zoe's in trouble. big trouble. Here's the molly.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, you have nowhere to go. Sorry. Shorty gets the job done. Guanoob is apparently, for a moment, far from done. They'll back off though. Tailwind and get these weapons reloaded. I think Sad have already had the their canines extracted, I think.
You know, I would like to still offer a little bit of hope. Things are looking like they're going to be 8-1. That's okay. Sad, they only need 3. They only need a couple more rounds. And they've had some good rounds. Now, they've had some silly rounds. That's to be certain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, maybe little things like buying the Outlaw in round 2, etc., perhaps put them back a little bit. But they have had some very competent rounds as well. Aside from the one that they won, they have had other rounds where they've made good macro decisions as to where they're working the map and which site they're finishing on. And, you know, that's something they can be doing with any comp, right?
30 seconds left.
Okay,
But
I like that.
I still have a little bit of hope. Nice stun. Able to convert. Listen, maybe Bob gets one more. We've seen Darkest
remaining.
have some good shots with the Sheriff. He's dead, but at least Bob got the rifle now.
Spike planted.
Wingman gets the plan, and yeah, fear of Bob in the defenders of M80 at that site. They do not want to swing into it. Bob is going to thrash them. That's the plan. Dandelo wants to take the challenge here. BCJ can't assist, but BCJ got off the defuse as well. Or rather, never got on it.
It's all you, homie.
He goes.
Wait, it stopped him. Oh my god, it's still
Enemy
on.
remaining.
There it is.
Oh
It's on.
my
Bob.
god,
It's on.
you are joking! There is no way! I mean, I thought it was a wrap when the thrash came out. What was that? A millisecond on the defuse?
About that.
How did that happen?
It was about that, Wyatt. The double detain. Bob playing like a bizarre off angle, right? Just playing back in tree. Like, look at this positioning. Xander takes the fight. BCJ got off of it here to think about swinging. And then we throw the thrash.
Look at the timer. I mean, okay, that. Oh my god.
Right.
And the swing. I can't believe it.
That is bizarre. Okay, not,
Mitch, they
sorry, not
only-
a double detain. Just like win the fight against the Killjoy and then get the detain player. That is absolutely egregious. Stunning stuff there from Bob, though. She is her once more.
The fear of Bob has been instilled in them. I told you, Mitch, they only need 3. We're on route. We're almost there.
That's it.
We're almost there.
M80 with a weird buy, Wyatt. It's weird.
And here comes the dump of utility onto A with this breach ultimate.
Here's the breach ult. Okay, Nanoswarm going to slow this up a little bit. Quite a lot, in fact. Dizzy gets no value. Oh, sorry. Okay, Wingman also cut down on the line of duty mercilessly. Nitro able to bring Coburg down here. There's a setup.
Planted.
At least a shock dart. And here it is, this suppression. He's working on the knife here, but that Killjoy lockdown might have to be addressed here by the attackers, lest they be forced away. Guanoob can only get the one trade. Great little tight angle for BCJ. Claims Darkest. We're down to 2 for Sad. And they've managed to get these good positions embedded here on the site. Nismo playing close with the Stinger, looking for good value. Hey, that's good enough. Defused here, M80. Carry 3 rifles into the next.
At the end of the day, M80 are still... They're crossing their T's and dotting their I's. They deal with that Coburg late lurk position in mid with ease. That is just, you know, going to be a standard play. Of like, I mean, every team in the game does it at some point, right? Where you're going 1-4, hitting the A site with your Sentinel on that late lurk, and they just completely shut down Coburg
Bob
and then
has-
address
I
the
mean-
situation at site. I mean, Bob is popping up
She has
14
more
and 8.
kills than the rest of her team combined. So there's that.
That is pretty wild.
Skarn also,
She's kind of good.
yeah, no, she's cracked. Skarn also having some difficulty, right, like making a big impact here on these attacking rounds. Maybe the gate crashes to sort of telegraph, they're not able to make use of them. There's a dimensional drift in which Skarn walks onto what looks like Normandy Beach as all the utilities just getting
I mean-
dumped on B.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is really on Skarn versus just yeah, I mean the situations my man is in are outrageous.
You can't swing this. The high-low setup is going to wreck you.
Oh, good.
But should damage.
Push them off at least.
Paranoia this. Can't swing though because of the molly. Coburg just got lit over on the B side of the map, I think. No Odin, but this is, well, you know how
Not the judge.
Yeah, no.
Not
Long
the
down.
judge.
Okay. That was actually a legitimate rifle in the hands of Kobog, I think, or at least something more than a pistol, but that now has been dashed aside. What do you do with his mid-control? You get funneled into the abattoir. And the rivers run red, Wyatt. This is about to get nasty. Koala Noob about to step ahead of the molly.
remaining.
And Bob is
Spike
dead
down mid.
before Koala Noob gets there.
God, the movement. Gira, Koala Noob Gira. That is, all right,
Last
listen,
round
here's the
in
thing.
the half.
Here's the thing. Sad believers, such as myself, Mitch, we know that they only need 3. So surely they bring this one home, take the pistol round, and we've got a game on our hands. They've got a legit buy. Hold on. I need to check in on the util status
All right, let me
after
know.
the Zippo replay.
Yeah, this is how it all goes down. Well, they're either going to take the pistol or take the piss. Either one is going to be entertaining, I think.
All right, they've got a full array of utility. You know, they've got some heavy armors. You love to see it. All right, double flash combo for the A main take. Wow, refight right away from Nismo and Koala Noob. That is aggressive. The molly catches Darkest, forced to swing out. Luckily, they go 1-for-1 elsewhere, pushing Cat. He executes on.
Oh, the trigger discipline from Koala Noob not to bring the clone down. It only ends up being the 1 kill. Bob with an AWP here means it's thrash time. 2 versus 3. Gotta be a little bit before we get a plant here. No wingman up just yet for Bob. It's been refreshed and now available again. This guy is spamming here. Zoe. Looks like they're eating a little bit of that damage. This A main flank is on. And Bob, she has a 6th sense through. The timing is about perfect.
Perfect
Yeah,
thrash.
here's the thrash. And
Perfect thrash.
can I get
One enemy remaining.
It doesn't matter if they
Beats
can't
out
get there.
BCJ. Yeah, now they just know. Perfect.
Dry swings, and that's that. Hey, 3 rounds, Wyatt. 3
Hey,
rounds.
I'm telling you, the sad believers, we knew they only
Switching
needed
sides.
3. Good execute on that round. Now they just need, now it's all about the pistol, though.
Yeah.
They need this pistol, obviously.
What do you think about this team comp on defense? Does it fill you? Does it fill you with joy? Is it an exciting prospect?
Does it fill me with, I don't know if, I mean, it does fill me with joy, yes, actually. It definitely fills me with joy to watch this team on defense, on attack, really on any map.
Twice on
I'd have a
Sundays.
good,
Yeah.
I'd have a good time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, I suppose I'm trying to think about what kind of trap play potential there might be with the breach. I mean, obviously the breach, the stuns we've seen from teams that are not to say they're not legitimately using it, but in the teams that have really stuck with the breach, like wow, how effective it is at controlling the extremities with the stuns. I mean, they have just gone for the full-on aggro, the old tried and true vintage Vision Strikers defensive, you know, push out of mid into B crunch. With the entirety of M80, they're just gonna go for
not
this
there.
free plan onto
Yeah. They get a bit of info twice now about that Heaven player scan gate crashing back to the A side, so at least it wasn't a completely abandoned site. How do we play off this paranoia here? The Xander that might have been forced to be stowed. Oh no, no, he's still got the Kamehameha hand. So wait on that. They'll be forced out by that aftershock here. Trade some action there on Heaven. Nice little flash there. Darkest affected by that as well. All 3 sad players dropping down blinded, but can Nismo help here? The player at Heaven, Xander, able to eventually leap forward and 2 right clicks gets him there.
standing.
Skarn able to trade that out. 1 versus 2. Nismo. Captain. With it all to do. And the pistol has been achieved by Sad. Or has it? Yes.
so close to what they got it. That poor wingman just thrown out, and for what? Just desperately trying to defuse the spike but couldn't get onto it. So sad. But there it is. 4 rounds for them. The pistol round 1. I already saw an outlaw bot. You already know that they're bringing outlaws to the field. Probably a bit better on defense than attack.
Absolutely.
Great retake though.
Coburg,
Very
though.
swift on it.
Sat on a pistol. Again. Tragedy.
It's all right. This time Darkus spends his own cash, at least in the outlaw.
Someone's there.
Coburg getting up with
my
that
buddy.
neutral heavy here. Just the heavy shields. Bob here, of course, can refresh that util so frequently. Zoe, I think, will get rewarded for this. Turn the flash. Oh, that's not too bad. Scar's also there. Nicely done. M80 get ripped to pieces on this A main take, and all of a sudden,
Down.
the sad story getting just a little brighter.
What? And long-range judge action. There's a reason it's the best gun in the game. On full display right there. Looks like they're gonna get... Somehow, this has been the cleanest eco round of the entire day. I think that we've seen. And there it is.
Okay.
Sad economy looking fantastic heading into this bonus round now. And I am desperately curious to see what exactly they're going to be doing with this composition. I mean, we saw that they have their own unique take on the Vision Strikers play towards B, but what else are they going to have to offer here? As honestly, this game kind of getting legit now.
Yeah. 3 rounds in a row here for Sad, if you include the 12th.
Standing ahead.
Now we're cooking. VCJ wants a bit of that mid information. That's been left out of hand for Sad. And Skarn moves up, tries to get some information and is punished. It's all too easy for M80 there.
Yeah, Bob's Dizzy just didn't get anyone spotted, so Skarn felt comfortable pushing up to his own demise, unfortunately for him.
And Sad. That's going to hurt them here. The misconception off of that util from Bob. I think she knows. She might have seen a shoulder or something there. It's going to be a molly inside market. I think the mosh pit, yeah, it's going to slow things down. And aftershock as well. And the wingman. Okay, Koala trying to push out here. Does get to the switch, but it's too late. It's too late. Xana's going to be here, though. Good for more than one? No. I mean, Bob bringing down Koala Noob, but now a 1 versus 2 for Xander. Cannot stand against the Queen.
Bob is on fire.
My
God. The bonus round win. That hit got absolutely stuffed by the utility. All Bob. I mean, that is just... the round began with Bob, ended with Bob, and in the middle of the middle of the story was also just Bob. It was just... The push getting shut down by the molly, and then the wingman stun, and then immediately off of that, though, the confidence too. Darkest just came in through market. They're like, no, we are fighting this, and they were just swinging in together. Bob's popping off with the Spectre. The Dizzy comes back online.
There's an aftershock there too.
One off. Oh my God, that is just. I mean, Darkest was quite crucial to that whole affair as well, but. What a performance from Bob. Oh my God. 20-9 right now.
It's nice to see that Nismo has picked up the chair that he hurled across the room after that round. Just as it looked like M80 were pretty well poised to come back to get a freebie at the start of the round as Skarn sort of overpeaks a little bit there in B main. And we get reset. Back to the drawing board once more. Yeah, very little being invested in this round. Stingers and some light shields. Okay, M80 gonna have to make this work.
Dizzy's gonna fly up over top to get info on A main. I mean, you never see Gecko on this map either, by the way.
Dizzy's up.
Yeah, this is bizarre. 100%. Again, standard dart there over towards mid, not cleared, but BCJ sees nothing for it. Trying to close the gap as quickly as possible. God, if someone had actually swung mid, that could have gone either way, but M80 are undetected as yet. Zoe's going to spot them. Pretty easy now. You've got to push this. You've got to go in. Nicely done. They get the trade, get a rifle to hand as well. Koala Noob avoiding any potential spam from grass.
Okay. They're hot on their heels, though. Already pushing through. Yoru clone. They're going right through grass. Koala Noob weak.
Yeah, maybe not the one. Maybe you want to be holding the rifle here, but they're going to go for it. Skarn, again, walks into the smoke and just loses the challenge. The crosshair placement, pretty crispy there. It will be responded to. And a rifle has been recovered by BCJ.
Good aftershock for that close door position. Stun just came online, but the knife in.
Nismo's going to be there in hell. Here's all of this cacophony above them. Coburg's going to drop down. This on the spike, but the timing from Darkest is perfect. Coburg would have been toast there. Bob finally falls. Raid boss down. But Coburg again. Crucial kill. Triples the kills for the round as well. And Sad are stringing them together, Wyatt. It's happening.
That was a great retake. They were so swift. All of that action was happening towards Cat. Sad were pushing down mid in the meantime, which is why they were able to be so hot on their heels when the spike was actually going down. That retake utility was quite nice too.
Down.
Pooling in together from heaven, repositioning together the aftershock to clear out the door spot. Really nice from Sad. Economy in trouble right now for M80. Hangs in the balance on this round.
Absolutely. Here's a thrash off the rip, and look at the crunch as
here it
well.
is.
My goodness, everybody give up this round. Nitro? Okay, stands his ground beautifully for 2. That is immaculate. VCT and Koala Noob, though, don't really fancy to stand their ground. Now Sad are a little bit exposed, I guess. Trying to control the middle part of the map, but M80 can just opt out of this entirely. They're just going to walk into A. They think they have some degree of information. For the retake, I guess Sad at least do have Thrash and that Rolling Thunder to play off.
Yeah, if they want to risk it all, they certainly can.
Spike
I'm
planted.
well aware that this site was more than free. But look at how they're ready. Already double facing for Bob here. Oh my god, the breach ult is actually going to connect on the Nismo. Does Bob check? And she does. Molly for back wine as well. Bob might be the greatest player in America.
Xana cancelled. That's huge. He gets out of the way. The Rolling Thunder then can appear where he needs to be. And there it is. M80, bring it back. Clever stuff to use that Omen ult to get out of the Rolling Thunder. The setup was so good.
That was all just what was happening at A main there. It was all so sick. That breach ult was perfectly placed for Bob. Yeah, gets the first. Xander TP's out. She's aware that it's time to Molly wine, and then Xander is just back like that. God, what a wild round.
Yeah, that'd make a lot of sense, I'll be honest to you, but they may be able to stabilize to some degree economically here, supplement Koala Noob's arsenal with that Blade Storm. And they're basically fully stocked. In the mid they go behind that smoke, filling the space behind this
Deploying
util.
drone.
Aldrone as well gets the start from a further forward position. All right, they see Darkest. They know that they've given up market entirely. The door down. But you need to pivot off mid here, Wyatt.
Yeah, Skarna's going to have to pick up mid right now, and you can see Darkest is going to double up. Looks like they want to go for a flash re-clear. Oh, wow, they're going to re-clear with a dimensional drift. And he checks Koala Noob, spotted out, getting it stopped. Just running into him. Oh my god, what?
One enemy
There's
remaining.
no way. I didn't just see that sequence of events in mid. Again, Mitch, I didn't see that, right? I mean, that is just ridiculous. How is the dimensional drift getting all that value and then they just double face all headshots? I'm stunned. I don't know what to say. I'm breach stunned in real life.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, here's how it goes down. There you have it. Thanks for watching my TED Talk. Khan just appears out of that dimensional drift and takes the fight. Okay, boss, you got it.
It's the body block on Koala Noob just desperately trying to get out is so silly. Oh my god. This is one of the greatest games of Valorant I've ever seen in my 4 years of this game, I'm gonna be honest. Oh my god, the stun is perfect for the ultimate. How is all of this working to perfection?
That could have been so much worse as well. Nismo's just a little bit too slow to get out of that one. Koala Noob is there. Hunter's Fury is going to claim that kill one way or another. BCJ would have a little more info. Won't have it. 3 versus 3. And we've got an offensive lockdown in play here. Nitro's pushed ahead of it, though. Not the usual location for that. Maybe in help. Or close to at the very least here. This should pave the way now. I don't know if this you can really bank it. Yeah, no. They tried to bank a spider's bite off the wall there. Good idea from Coburg, but it's a little short.
They took a bit long to plant, honestly. So just, a little bit of extra time for Sad, but every second counts on the retake, of course. A couple flashes still for Scar, and the Yoru clone is going to go out to distract. Bob's got the Dizzy as well. Some good util there.
There it is, Mosh Pit. It's huge. Bob there, able to avoid most of that damage, and Wingman's going in. This is about to get nasty. Nitro in the smoke finds 1 and 2. Just lit at just the right time with Skarn. Find out Recon. And Nitro, ever the dependable one, makes 4 kills happen. And Sad finally held back another round. Now they're forced to go for a bit of an odd one. Neither team really perfectly board up here. But this sequence again, another very strange one.
God, I was really pulling for the round win there when it opens with the stun into the brim ultimate kill right off the jump. But really nice recovery. I mean, Nitro, that's a big moment from him. And his second game coming back to competitive Valorant after years away from the game.
What a return to have to face up against Supply and Demand Esports here on Ascent.
Imagine.
And experience this onslaught.
Yeah, I mean, actually coming back to this is the definitive like Valorant child's game match right now. Coming back from another TAC FPS to this. I mean, this is gonna be Nitro's last map. He's done after this.
I'm back from Coburg. Actually, beautiful stuff from Coburg. And they get away with their life as well. They get 3. What a stunning little passage of play from Coburg. Covers his retreat and yeah, throw it in. Why not? In for a penny, in for a pound, they say. Viper Spit denying access to B.
Just gonna lock this round up. Even a little damage through the wall onto Nismo. So he's still just chilling over at A just in case they rotate away, which is exactly what's happening. Darkus should probably be in position to help as well if need be, but
30 seconds left.
a moment of calm in what has been an absolute hurricane of a game. And this is just, it is rare that you witness Valorant like this. It is very rare.
Zoe has an open door here. For a moment at
10
least.
seconds
Smoked
left.
now. Eyes towards heaven. Zoe going to stay on the other side of that door for now. We're holding on to Null Command. Flash, spray. Okay, could have been more. Coburg with their 4th kill for the round, and you better believe they're setting him up for another. Very slow start to this game. 2 kills for like 13 deaths at one point, and that's the ace. The spray is good. Man, sometimes you're just feeling it. Just feeling yourself. Beautiful round from Coburg and Sad. Get 1 back.
That's 2 through the smoke on that round. I mean, expecting that Nismo would be in A main given that flash for the jump up, right? But look at this shutdown on B.
Mechanically, this is so nice.
That's 3 through smoke for the ace, actually. I mean, the jet, I mean, you know, that one doesn't really count, I guess. Saw the dash, but stepping up huge late in the game. 11-9, and the economy is busted for M80. Geared up outside of B for what looks like a fast hit. I wonder if they'll commit any ults to this. Surely not, though, right?
I'd be shocked. Maybe at the very least. An Null Command. Bob waiting. Okay, gate crash used now. Ascan's got to be reinforcing from CT and it instantly has impact. Nitro was felled here, a bit awkward out. M80 ambling out of B main. Ascan finds his 2nd for the round here. Bo already going to make their way down to the side now. All of M80 actually sort of stuck here on Speedway. Can they trade this at the very least? Yes, it's 2 versus 2. M80 made something in this round. Koala Noob able to evade Scar for the time being, and elsewhere Xander makes the plan happen. He's always going to be awfully quick coming from heaven, but Xander has the moves himself. Moonwalk straight into heaven. Or hell. I mean, I can't tell which is which right now, honestly. I'm in ecstasy and I'm in agony. Just one after another. I'm very confused.
Oh, Xander. I mean, that is the crucial kill.
No,
Unless this just... and it just falls apart. Not a pure eco from M80, but a bad buy.
Oh, they kept the rifle.
Oh, you hate to see that.
They kept the rifle they bought that round, and they upgraded one as well. M80. God, that's such a good result for them now. Look at this. No big ultimates here for Sad. Awkward, of course, to have to play off the Stinger here. It's okay. They killed it out for util. But I don't know, man. Null Command here's an opportunity to really make use of that KO ultimate to try and end things here and now. What a wacky game this has been.
It truly has been. Truly. One of the most entertaining games I've seen in some time. I mean, what do you pick? Map 5, Genji vs. Sen Grand Finals, or M80 Sad on Ascent? I take M80 Sad on Ascent, personally.
I mean, one of them might get the cast, one of them might have to watch. Why? And it's an easy choice for me, my friend. It has been quite a incredible experience to cover this one for you all today, ladies and gents. 12-9 now. And up we go. Straight up mid. Oh, the contact. He can't just seize Nitro there. Flashed himself out into mid. I like this burst of confidence here.
Yeah, a little pinch onto those players onto Cat.
Okay, Nismo able to make something of it here. At least get the trade. Nothing more for now, though. Got to clear that cheeky little spot there on the stairs.
Cooling down.
30 seconds left.
Here we go. Headed over towards B.
Another rare moment of some calm here. Things have slowed down. Yeah, pressure going to be on Coburg. Backside.
Selling it.
And he's been delivering on this site, too.
Poison orb emitting.
Paranoia there towards market. This little layer to get through. You're running out of time, and Coburg can...
10 seconds
Coburg
left.
can really ruin their day right now. 7 seconds left. Just a swing. And pressure onto the side. Oh, that's
Spike
dirty.
planted.
Still low. Spike going to go down. It'll be a trade. BCJ has to remain inside that spider's bite for a time. Nice little one-way, though. You can get something off this. Xander extremely low after that exchange, though. It was just a fake, a clone. For the first time, someone falling into that trap this game.
Last player.
He's going,
standing.
yeah, going to be sort of splashed out for that one. And only Xander now has to do it with 20 HP. Skarn is around the corner. He knows it. But does it even matter? No. Dark is going to swing on out and claim the round back for Sad.
And it comes down to, again, they really are just playing fearlessly in these moments. They are... If they have an idea of something to do,
Come on!
like how to
Give me
catch
the line of
somewhere to
fire.
catch a player out, something along those lines, they're just taking every opportunity. That flash out mid from Skarn to pressure those Cat players, and at the same time, Zoe just swinging from grass, just putting them in the pincer to get that man advantage. Really nice opening. I got worried for a second there with Coburg back B, but that snake bite just lasted long enough to kill BCJ.
I mean, at this point, Wyatt, there's no getting off this ride for Sad. They are white knuckles on the handlebars. Oh, look at that.
And I don't want off the ride. Oh, never mind. Bob has gotten off the ride. Bob has left the building.
Xander, hoping that turning his head to the side will actually help him make sense of what he's seeing. Yeah, and Nismo looks like he's aged 10 years since having to play this game. My guy is...
I mean, you can just see Nitro contemplating, why did I come back? This is why I left.
That's it. He is tangling with all of this util, all of this flash, stuns, you name it.
I should have just gone a job in sales. Just go to the office. Oh, he has the LCQ bat behind him.
You might be right, actually.
Yeah. So I have that in my room as well. Rare piece of Valorant merchandise for the defunct LCQ.
Yeah, the event that never happened,
from many
right?
years ago. Yeah. The event that had about 2 matches total.
I remember
Which I think
that
both
well.
Nitro and BCJ, I think they actually played in them.
I believe it.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I
Wasn't
think they played
Xset
against
playing?
each other. Yeah, it was Xset versus 100 Thieves played at that LCQ.
That's right.
It was just a couple months before Nitro retired. Curious timing. But I think that was one of his last tournaments for a bit there. But
What a throwback.
all right,
How about
Bob
that?
has returned to the gamer chair. Rubik's Cube maybe in hand. We'll find out.
Yeah, I think like after this as well, I think M80 actually called a tactical timeout as well. So if they're talking, I assume it's, I don't know what the rules are and how they differ from sort of Americas, but obviously, tech pause, you don't really talk. In a tactical timeout, obviously you do discuss things. Zoe as the IGL here, trying to pave a way into overtime for this team. Sad, have a tendency of being involved in wacky overtimes this season, at least this split so far. Getting one versus M80 here, forcing a third map. That'll be quite a thing of beauty. They come back from the 9-3. The 9-3. Unreal.
I mean, if they come back and win with this comp against M80 and we go to map 3, I will just be beyond speechless. I will simply be frozen in time. I don't know how I can continue carry on my life past this.
I would love to put this in front of Thinking Man or Sliggy and have them explain it to me. I think that would be great content. That would be incredible. Just to try and piece it together. Because again, it feels like, again, they have very powerful util, but a lot of it needs to be lined up. A good example is we saw the fault line into Brimalt. That was fun. Got a free kill. Nismo's old man legs couldn't quite ferry him far enough away from the impact crater.
Oh, God, that is one of the downsides of competing in video games in your late 20s, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tough. The world is hard on us 28-year-olds.
Genuinely, the day I turned 28,
silly
the
man.
day I turned 28, I was like, people were like, "You're a boomer now." Like, you genuinely, like, man, move fast out here. Life expectancy's only gone up. Why? But apparently you get older earlier. Yep, crash time. Are they going to pinch
And
on
it
a
works.
No.
Wait,
Nope.
but wait.
No. Just
Skarn
it's about
was
sending a
there,
message.
but TP'd out. But I mean, great TP. He's at the proper site if this execute comes in. That was
Screen down.
again. That's another one where it's. I need to be watching this game in 0.25 speed to really make sure that I'm seeing things correctly. But it looked like they were going to capitalize off that little thrash Vision Strikers play that they went for earlier.
Yeah, I do like the tiles crunches, right? Of all varieties. This team doesn't have a Sova, so it's harder to do that with like an Odin from Hubby or something like that, right? We've seen a few of those. EG, I think, did that quite a lot to Loud, I think. It was good to see, but here's the owl drone. This one's headed for tree. Bob. God, you always favor in those situations, but two off angles like that, yeah, it's going to be tough to win out on. This is dangerous here for Sad. Star player down at the start of, again, another match point round. Through the door we come. Poison Orb's going to be up. There's a paranoia there towards Speedway. Darkness at least able to give a quick count of themselves. They find one. BCJ delves now into the site. Flash for Nismo. This is just to buy some spacing. We're going to have 3 players embedded. 1 Nitro in B main with just the Sheriff.
Today with Nitro is going to be tough, even with that, less than optimal weapon, even just wasting time.
By the off angle.
If Nitro can do that, right.
Zoe
That
trying
could
to
pay
check for
off.
it. Poison Orb. Nitro is absolutely unhinged. What are you doing? He's pushed that smoke entirely. Elsewhere, Zoe's down. This leaves Skarn all on his own in a 1 versus 3 to save the game for Sad. Flash off the wall, banked well, but there's 3 players on the side and it's just too much. M80 close out the series in what can only be described as an absolute bloody fever dream.
And sadly, Mitch, all good things must come to an end. I would have paid for an overtime of that game. I truly would have. God, I would have loved to have seen that one really
the best
come
part,
down to the wire. But
I'm looking at Nitro, right? And as a parent, you have a feel for this stuff. I'm looking at him. I see the bags under his eyes, and he's smiling with gritted teeth like, ha, I gotta go change diapers after this, bro. What did I just experience? Or even playing Valorant? Oh, get the whole night ahead of you still, mate. Don't you worry. Bloody hell. That was wild stuff from Sad. A comp that, I mean, we didn't really have enough time to try and piece together on the fly. It just looked like a lot of disparate pieces of utility that alone were good, combined were devastating. And this play from Bob, this for me.
Clutch. Oh my God. So ridiculous.
Audacious.
I think that was the moment where everything changed, by the way. That was the turning point.
That's it.
The moment that actually had some kind of comeback.
No, that was the
become a
Fire Nation
reality.
attacking of this episode, 100%.
It definitely was.
Remaining.
My God, this
Bob
and
had,
Nitro.
I mean, this was if you're ever wondering, like, how legit of a player is Bob really, she's this legit. I mean, crazy performance. With this wild comp, playing Gecko on Ascent, was able to put up sick numbers against M80, like a team that could, probably be competing in partnership with this roster.
Yes.
So listen, never doubt the Queen Bob ever again in your entire life. Like,
I'm sold.
Performance.
I'm sold. Sierra, what about you? What do you make of this? We got to see you chime in a little bit in the chat here. You're reacting in much the same way as we are, which is viscerally.
I honestly, I'm so glad that I wasn't casting because I just sat there, jaw dropped the entire time. No words. That was a fantastic match of Valorant. That was a lot of fun. I don't know what I was watching half of the time because it was just chaos. But that was so much fun. I'm just thinking back to, I know it's M80's win, but I said at the beginning that I was still kind of waiting to see what Saudi Esports was about. I was still kind of waiting to be inspired. I'm so inspired after that one. I'm so excited to see them compete after this one. They took this loss here, but honestly, this was really close and with such an unorthodox comp. I'm sold.
Yeah. I mean, Sardak has a bounty out on this team now for stealing Loud's new strats and running them out in a Challengers game before they had a chance to unveil them. I hope it's worth it, Sad.
I mean, oh my God, Xander dropped 31 in that game as well. I mean, that's pretty wild. He did have some sick rounds.
What?
I mean, he had some straight up win the round rounds. That TP from was on that eco round. I think he recovered a rifle, TP'd from B to A, won that. I think it was a 1v2 at the time.
Yeah.
That's tough to remember. Listen, everything that just happened is a haze.
It's a blur.
It was a wild ride that I'm just kind of getting off of now and getting my bearings. So.
Yo, if Xander doesn't have that performance, we
rounds.
have overtime right now. Honestly, like that's incredible coming out from him. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, Coburg had that insane ace. I just I don't know. As a control player myself, it can be hard sometimes to just take control of those situations. But the shoulder peek into snake bite was really nice, and then transitioning out of logs. That was such a clean round for me. Unfortunately, it accounted for half of Coburg's frags for the entire game, but it doesn't take away for how nice that round was. And also, Skarn had a really slow start, but is able to sort of recover. We don't get to see the value proposition, I think, of the Yoru on attack. It doesn't feel like Skarn's able to do too much there. He's 1 in 12, I think, at one point. So really getting shut down and not able to explode, because you really want to explode onto sites, with that gate crash behind some of that util while people are, hitting at the same time. But you have to filter through a choke at A main. If you don't have tree control, it's very difficult. So I see the idea, and we see why Yoru can be limited though to maps like Bind, right? Where there's multiple entry points to a site where you can try and have your teammates create a bit of a kerfuffle and get in, into back side as often as you can.
I just have to shout out Bob as well for her performance there, because absolutely incredible. I feel like it could go on for an hour about this entire match, but we don't have that time here. So we have our post-series highlights ready. After that, an interview, so don't go too far.
remaining. 30.
Welcome to my world.
3 kills. My ultimate.
Molded. It's all you, little homie.
One enemy remaining.
Found her.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Well, after one of the craziest games of Valorant I've gotten to see in a while, M80 take the victory 2-0, and I have BCJ on the line to talk a little bit more about that. Honestly, the first game seemed pretty typical. The second one, absolutely chaotic. It got kind of close at the end. How are you feeling after that series?
It's like I just got done like playing a Swift play comp or something, you know, like we threw us off guard. But yeah, now we're comfortable. You know, we feel pretty good. Getting our second win, staying undefeated, most importantly, gaining that comfortability after each match it's super important for us.
You're not alone in the comp catching you off guard, because I think all of us watching were caught off guard as well. What were you think SAD were trying to accomplish with this comp that they brought out on Ascent?
Well, obviously they spent some time, you know, trying to figure out what could, you know, catch us off guard, and it did just that. So props to those guys. You know, you ever bring out a special comp for a big match like this is probably a big match for them. I think they probably value us or like seed us as like the highest seed in this group. So they wanted to go all out for this match, and you know, props. It was that close. It could have gone either way.
I mean, it definitely is a big match, because looking at M80, I mean, you are considered like the favorites coming into this. Obviously, you're a newer member coming into this team, but you have the experience. How has it been playing with M80 so far?
It's been crazy. It's been a wild ride. I mean, going from like franchise trials to earning a trial with M80 and then like ultimately battling out and winning that trial, like it was super stressful and hard for me, but you know, I'm glad to be here. I have a lot of family members, not only on the org, but in this team as well now. It's like, these guys are brothers and they welcome me into their family wholeheartedly. And, you know, that's going to propel us to be one of the best teams in this league for sure, because of the chemistry that we have and that they were able to keep last year carrying over into this year.
It's wholesome. I always love to see like the camaraderie behind the scenes and stuff. And for yourself too, I mean, this feels special for us watching, because it's the return to being able to more actively play. So how has that been for you?
It's been, it's just, you know, it's been pretty fun. You know, I'm back. It feels fucking good to be back. But no, most importantly, you know, I want to give a special shout out to two people. First one is Nismo. Today he came in with a pinky injury and he was like, guys, listen, like it's been going on. It's making me super stressed out. What can we do to, you know, help me? And the rest of the team picked him up, bro. We were like, don't worry, bro, we got you. And I think you saw today with our performances, like we were playing lights out for him, and, you know, I'm hoping he gets better ASAP. And then second shout outs to my guy, Andy. Happy birthday to Andy, guys. Go show him some love in the chat. And yeah, we're super happy to get the performance or the win today.
I mean, we always love watching that. Of course, happy birthday to Andy, and hopefully Nismo feels better. It was definitely such a treat as always to watch M80 play, but I'll let you go. Have fun with the team, chill out a little bit. BCJ, thank you so much for chatting with me. Have a good night, okay?
Have a good night, boys!
As for us, I mean, fun series, a fun interview, always nice chatting. And now we got to bring on our analysts back onto the desk. Do you guys have a bigger flex? Let's see.
No, not like that.
I don't have that energy over here.
I'd
only trained legs today, so I'm not really where we need to be. But come on, BCJ, let's go, baby. Whoosh, whoosh. Let's go.
I always love hearing like behind the scenes too of just how the teams are feeling and stuff. And I mean, Nismo is somebody, Wyatt, that we talked about coming into the series based off his performance last week. But obviously when you're playing Valorant, like a pinky injury, not so great. So being able to see everyone step up around him was good.
How's he going to crouch on people constantly? Like, that's brutal stuff. Like Nismo, his game.
Yeah, wait, which one is it? It has to be the keyboard one, right?
Definitely.
That's the one that actually, yeah.
Otherwise, you just
tough.
strap the other one to your mouse. You know what I mean? You just leave it there. But honestly, like,
right.
You know, I got to give credit to this team, because they are like, yes, they are very good. Yes, they are a team that is favored to make it into, you know, through Ascension. But it's a long season of challenges, right? And frankly, it's kind of brutal. Like if you mess up once or twice, like you could be in trouble. So having to deal with these kind of wild comps is a part of that. There are a lot of teams who are dark horses that are looking to throw anything at you to try and unseat you, whether it's a quick play comp or something else, right? So credit to them to be able to sort of decipher a solution to this I don't know what it was. It was a seventh circle of hell, basically. You know, it spawned into a Valorant server and just started running about independent of each other. So they've done really well here. And, you know, I do think that this SAD team are really quality individuals. Very, very good. But, you know, I'm glad BCJ is in a place where he's feeling bullish. He's happy. He's in a good mood. So I expect great things from this M80 team. Looks like the morale is pretty solid right now.
Honestly, like based off of last year, could have expected good things from M80 regardless this year. But seeing the pieces come together, definitely excited for them, and them having a week here to start things off, continue things going on forward. Definitely a fantastic look. But of course, we got to go peep the schedule, see what's going to be coming up tomorrow, because there's a lot of promising teams that we have here in Challengers. Tomorrow, it's going to be Oxygen going up against Thinking Men to kick things off, followed up Core Gaming going up against Moist and Shopify. Wyatt, when we're talking about Oxygen, we're talking about Moist and Shopify. These teams definitely are step in step with that firepower too.
Yeah, those are looking like, I mean, listen, the two games that I think we're all predicting the same way.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, not out of the question. Opportunity for their opponents there, the Thinking Men and QOR to, you know, maybe prove that they can punch a bit higher than everybody is expecting, because they are going up against two of the favorites. I mean, if you're picking a top three, I think pretty much everybody, I mean, you kind of have to have Oxygen, Moist, Shopify in your top three, right? Like,
yeah,
those two in M80 are kind of they're the de facto top three of Challengers.
I do think this core team has a lot of potential. I think they're really just starting to unlock it. Zeldris is like he's the exact kind of duelist you want. Zero self-preservation instinct, very clean, looked really, really good in that last game for core. So, you know, obviously he was up against, you know, TWAT. But I think this team's really, 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 very good. T-Dog also absolutely nasty if you ever put a pistol in this guy's hand. So if it's either of those games that maybe has some upset potential, I'd look at that one. But you're looking at, two of the top three teams in Challengers right now. And, you know, I don't think anyone really would sort of predict them to stumble in those matches.
Yes, but also when we looked at this M80 versus SAD Esports, sure, it ended up being the 2-0. That ended up being a 2-0 that we all predicted at the top of the day it would be. But how it came about was unreal, being able to see what was coming out from them. So even if, you know, our predictions are all in line for how tomorrow is going to go down, it's still going to be an absolutely fun day. So I cannot wait to get into that. But of course, that is all for today's show. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Uber, Wyatt, it has been an absolute blast. And of course, production behind the scenes, thank you so much. Make sure to be coming back here for week 2, day 2 of VALORANT Challengers, and have a good night.
Gotta be careful now. Eagle eye.
10 seconds left. Spike down. One enemy remaining. Spike down. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Spike down. Last player standing. One enemy. Spike planted. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Ultimate is ready.
One enemy remaining.
Can't be killed. Welcome.
See ya.
You're nothing.
Wait. Someone's there. I'll take it. One enemy remaining. 30.
Welcome to my world.
3 kills. My ultimate.
Folded. It's all you, little homie. One enemy remaining. Spike down A. One enemy remaining.